So, hey everyone, today's video is going to be a bit different as today I am introducing a Chrome extension that I've built for Codeforces. It is called my Codeforces Journal. So, if you use Codeforces, then you might already be using some type of Chrome extension. Maybe you might be using Carrot or maybe CF Analytics. Now, as you can see, I am a newbie on Codeforces. And just like every other newbie, I went onto YouTube and searched how to become better at Codeforces. There, some top-rated red coders actually said that you should actually store what all problems you're solving, what are some takeaways of that problem, and what are some remarks related to that problem. So I thought, okay, I can implement that. So then I created a spreadsheet, this thing, and here I store most of the things related to the problem. And the most important thing of this spreadsheet is this takeaway column. Here I store how I came up with an intuition to solve the problem, how I used that intuition to actually solve the problem, and how I implemented that intuition. Now, this intuition thing is actually really important while solving Codeforces problem. So that's why I store these things in this takeaway column. So now let me tell you how to use the Chrome extension to actually implement this whole idea of storing the problems and how to use it and how to install it. So let me just close this thing and let's go to this Git repository. I'll be leaving a link to this Git repo in the description. From there you can see it by yourself. And as you can see, this Git repository actually contains a redo file. Now this redo file contains all the instructions related to how to install this Chrome extension and how to get started with it and what are some prerequisites for that. So as I am here making a video about it, you can just follow here. So first, what you need to do, you need to actually install this Git repository, download zip. Okay. As you can see, I've already downloaded this repository. So I'll not be downloading it again. Now, one thing is that make sure you don't change this location of this folder once you have installed this extension onto your Chrome. And also don't delete it, or else your extension won't work after that. So just store wherever you want this folder and let it stay there. And then let's go to Chrome. Then click on this extensions button and go to manage extension and then click on developer mode. Turn it on. Then you will be seeing this load unpacked. Then click on this and go to the location where you actually downloaded the Git repository. Then click on that and then select this dist folder. Select it and voila, your Chrome extension is installed. Okay, let me also pin it on the toolbar. Okay, I've pinned it. Now you should go and create a spreadsheet. I've already created a spreadsheet and named it as my Codeforces Journal. You can also name it the same, or you can name it anything you want. Then click on extensions and then click on AppScript. And now you'll be greeted with a script web page. And then while it's loading, let's go to this Git repository and you should copy this AppScript code. Let's just copy it and paste it here. And also after pasting this code here, you need to save it. You can save it by pressing Command S or Control S. And I'll also be renaming this project as my Codeforces Journal. Rename. Okay, this thing is done. And now you should actually go here, deploy, and then click on new deployment. And then you should select a deployment type, select it as web app, then give a description, the same as the name of this project, and select who has access to anyone, and then deploy it. Now let it deploy. Okay, let's wait. Then authorize access. Then click on the account which you use to actually create this spreadsheet. Then select that account, go to advanced, click on my Codeforces Journal prod, then allow. Let's wait until it deploys. And we have this web app URL. This is the important part of the app script. You need to copy it and store it. Okay, now there's an extra step that you need to do, which is actually to redeploy this app script project after you have deployed it once. Why I'm telling you to redeploy it? Well, sometimes you may come across an error while actually submitting the script URL in future when you are setting up the Chrome extension. You may get an error saying AppScript not found. I've mentioned the common errors over in here. You can see something by AppScript not found. Now this generally happens whether the AppScript URL is incorrect or maybe the deployment has not been authorized properly. That happens sometime. So what you need to do is you need to actually redeploy this AppScript project. So for that, you should go here, click on deploy, click on manage deployments, and then click on this pencil button and deploy it again. Now, if there is some error, there might be some error with the authorization, you will be shown an authorize button here and you can just authorize it again. So I didn't have any, this thing didn't have any error with the authorization. So I can just copy this web app URL, click on done. And then I should go over here and paste this. And then, then go to Codeforces. Go to a problem that you have recently submitted. And then click on this Codeforces extension. This is what the extension looks like. Now, if you click on this image or this video help link, you will be actually redirected to this YouTube video. Or if you click on this documentation link, you'll be redirected to the Git repository, there where we have the readme file and all that. Then you can click on next, put your user ID, then put the AppScript URL that you just copied from there and submit it. And let's just wait. What this verifying is for the AppScript is it actually does this thing. Yeah, it sets up your spreadsheet for problem adding and all this thing. Okay. You can actually delete this row. I just added it as a fun thing. You can delete it. And now your spreadsheet setup has been completed. And also your Codeforces, this My Codeforces Journal Chrome extensions setup has also been completed. Now what you need to do, you need to actually reload this problem page, or you can actually close this tab and again open it. Now, as you can see, I solved this problem decently. And one more thing, you need to make sure the problem that you're adding to your spreadsheet is actually solved within the last 40 submissions, because that's something that Codeforces API takes care of. All right. So you need to make sure that. Then let's just go over here, click on this add this problem, and I'll be shown this modal. I can write whatever the status is. Maybe, as you can see, I've given some placeholders over here, and you can write that either you solved the problem yourself or saw some editorial. Well, I saw the editorial for this. And remarks of this problem. Well, I was not able to think of any intuition. Was unable to think of any intuition. And what are some takeaways? Okay, the takeaway was that if there exists an array A of length n, all right, and all the elements are distinct, then the max of this will be n into n plus 1 divided by 2 minus array sum of A. This was the takeaway of this problem. So I can just submit it and it'll load and just add whatever these things and the problem details over here in the spreadsheet. Okay, it is added over here. And as you can see, we get a submission success message. Okay, so then we can cancel button to close this window, and you have added the problem. All right, so let me just show you one thing that maybe you, okay, let me just remove this extension for now and put it again. Doing this actually restarts your Chrome extensions, meaning all the data saved onto your Chrome's storage is removed, and the Chrome extension will start from scratch. So you will need to add all the data, all the your Chrome Codeforces ID and the script URL again. So I can just copy here, copy this thing. Now suppose you added wrong Codeforces ID while setting up the extension. Say I added tourist as my Codeforces ID. All right. So since his ID actually exists, it will be accepted, and you added your spreadsheet just like this and submitted it. So from here, clicking on this button, you can actually change your Codeforces ID to correct it. I can just again change it back to my ID and submit it. See, it changes. Now, these are some common errors. You can read this thing on the Git repository, and it is pretty understandable. So yeah, that's it. That's how you install this Codeforces Journal extension, and that's how you use it. So if you also want to store the problems in a spreadsheet and want to use this Chrome extension, feel free to download it. I'll be glad if you download it. And if you find some errors or some feedbacks you have, you can tell me maybe in the comments, or if you want to add some features that you personally think are or can be used by some other people also, you can come over here to this separate Git repository, my Codeforces Journal Development, and you can create some issues and make some PRs, and I'll review the PRs and merge it to the main Git repository and move it to the production. Well, that's it. Thank you for watching. Peace.